Start. First of all, I must apologize that I was not here when you called me stop. I was misinformed stop. I was told that immediately after the races matters under rule 377 will be taken up stop. Sir, this unfortunate closure of the medical institute I think has been going on long enough. Stop. It is high time that some initiative was taken, some step was taken to try to resolve these disputes. Stop. It is true that in any deadlock which takes place like this in a medical institution, ul- ultimately the patients suffer. Stop. This is the country's premier or most prestigious institution of this type, not merely a hospital, but also meant to be a model of patients' care and medical research. Stop. I do not find in the Honorable Minister's speech any opening or any conciliatory tone which might lead towards an early settlement. Stop. He is quite, I should say, uncompromising in his attitude towards the people who have gone on strike. Stop. As far as employees are concerned, I would like to know whether his attention has been drawn to a statement that has been published in the press today on behalf of the strikers, offering to give all facilities to the doctors to start outdoor work, outdoor attention to patients by putting up tents outside the buildings, and also to help in cleaning the wards of the hospital provided the minister comes here in person and supervise it. Stop. The cleaning work will be done in the wards, and OPD work can be done by putting up tents outside. Stop. It is not as though the strikers are completely impervious to the suffering of the patients, but it is deplorable. Stop. I suggest that if this kind of prolonged breakdown takes place, it will really be causing a lot of sufferings. Obviously, stop. Now, there also, I find I do not know if the Honorable Minister has seen it. I have a text of the statement which has been issued, a public appeal signed by honorable member of parliament belonging to different parties, all parties in fact cutting across parties, in which they have appealed to the Karamcharis to suspend their indefinite strike in the interest of the ailing public, and so on. Stop. They have appealed to the government and in particular to the minister to dispense with the present hard, adamant, and uncompromising stand that he has taken. Stop. They have appealed to the director also, and so on. Stop. Para. I take tobacco. Stop. Tobacco price has never been decided neither on the inputs nor has it been decided on the export price. Stop. This is what I understand. Stop. As the market depends entirely on the international conditions, when the government fixes the maximum export price for the tobacco exporters, could it not be said that the price for tobacco could be decided from the minimum export price, taking into account the possible profit that the government wants to leave to the private exporters and others? Stop. It can be decided. Stop. As a member of the tobacco board, when I brought this to the notice of the Ministry of Commerce and the Ministry of Agriculture. They paid a deaf ear to it. Stop. It is very unfortunate. Stop. The government can sort out this problem. Stop. If we decide the price to be paid to the tobacco growers from the minimum export price which you have decided, then the conditions of the tobacco growers would not be pathetic as today. Stop era. Similarly, I come to cotton. Stop. You know very well that some of the cotton growers in Guntur, Krishna, and other districts of Andhra Pradesh have committed suicide. Stop. In what desperate conditions does a man commit suicide? Stop. It is only when one's reputation is at stake. Stop. The farmer tries for 4 5 years to repay his debts, loans taken both from the banks and other private parties. When he does not find a solution, when he approaches the government to get these loans written off, and when the government pays a deaf ear, then he is driven to committing suicide. Stop. Even then, the government would not understand. Stop. I have a remedy for this also. Stop era. In 1990s, when the government permitted export of cotton and the grower could get the right price, he was very happy and his life was satisfactory. But what happened at the instance of the indigenous manufacturers who want to control the rate of cotton and want to get the price reduced at the cost of the farmers? Stop. If the government were to keep quiet, it would show that it has no mercy or consideration for the farmers, whatever they may speak in or outside parliament. Stop. Whenever it comes to the question of cotton, the government must come forward openly to permit export as much as possible, by which the farmers also would be happy to produce more and more. Stop. That is the case with jute also. Stop era. Now I come to the oil seeds. Stop. While the government was prepared to resort to import of oil costing thousands of rupees of foreign exchange, it has never bothered to assure farmers the right price much in advance. Stop.